This morning, David Bowie is here with the Bowie cards. We're barely awake. David, Lena, this is an honor and a privilege. And thank you for choosing this music. David specifically asked for the soundtrack of my dinner with Andre. David, why was that? It's a melancholy, beautiful... Hi, Johnny, Lena. I love you so very much. I love you too. You're going through some things now that are not so unusual for someone of your psychic ability, but keep it together, baby. Let Cappy take it now. Yeah, there's a reason why Cappy put me in touch, or put another psychic down here in touch with me this week. And it's because I really have not been utilizing him. Mm-hmm. Well, you have, Lena. Don't be so hard on yourself. You have. But as the first jump card said, these are my Starman cards. Mm-hmm. Designed by David DeAngelis, everyone. Get yourself a deck today. Oh, my nails. Lena, you are way, way out of line with that. All right. Three of Cups. Well, it's sisterhood, right? And it's like-minded spiritualists joining together to form a positive unichannel. Okay, this is what we want. We're working toward the unichannel, right? Now, this morning, we're going to be talking about some issues that Lena has had with some pretty big name psychics. You know, one Rich Martini stands out, and that has to be addressed. We got the Organite out for this. Lena will go into these pieces later on today, right? Yeah, I guess we can. If you want to talk about Rich Martini, I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about him. Well, first show the pendants that John had made for you. Yeah, John, early on, he was in touch with this guy Travis down here, that designed Organite, and John had this guy make us these pendants. The guy's a huge psychic and an Organite artist. And he understood who John was, and he understood who he was working for. And he's great at making this kind of stuff. He also made us this pyramid. Sorry for the haphazardness, but I'm not really awake. And John just ordered another pyramid. He wants it for his birthday, so I just got him one, and it's on the way. Organite transmutes negative energy into positive energy. It has a lot of properties, and you can look it up, but I'm just saying, get yourself hooked up with some Organite. Especially if you're a spiritualist, you really should not be without it. If you're a spiritualist, you should be working, you should have Organite. Oh, I have Organite pendants made out of this stuff hanging in every room. Hanging like chandeliers from every room. That's, can't be stressed enough. This stuff, look at it, it's magical. Okay. Go ahead, Bowie. All right. Rich Martini. Good name for that guy. He's been drinking, I think. Hey, you can't put out the sun, Rich Martini, and that's what you did. He blocked Lena. Lena, 2 years or 3 years back, introduced herself to him sweetly, nicely, found him on Quora, said, oh, this guy looks really interesting. She recognized that he was indeed a psychic, and she said, hi, I'm John Lennon's twin flame, and that's who I am, and because that's Lena. At least it used to be. This is my situation with Lena now, David. As the navigator of this twin flame mission, I am trying to hook her up best as I can with positive kindred channels down here. See, the thing though is that Lena she's off the hook, and these other channels recognize it. And that rich Martini guy, to put it in a very blunt way, he is very much ego-driven and very much, well, what does it say? He blocked Lena. She introduced herself nicely, and he blocked her. Right. I think I said John guided me. Yeah, which was true. John guided me to you, and I'm his twin flame, and I would love to converse with you about your channeling and how you work, and he blocked her. Now, there's only 2 reasons to block somebody as far as I can see. And that is if they're being abusive and you don't want to put up with that, which is understandable. Lena has had to do that very, very frequently, and John encourages her to do so, and so do I. And you will be blocked out there. Patricia Edwards, you creep. Oh, boy. But, wow. Well, she's beyond. That's some bad negative energy right there. That's the kind of energy that this stuff transmutes, what's coming out of that thing. Which is bad news. All right. Well, what is this? This is David. The other reason that you would block somebody, in his case, that you're threatened by them and you want them to just go away. Lena, he saw you as a smash to his ego. And his God saw that. And you got hurt. No, I wasn't hurt. I was just disgusted because I was like, oh, great. And you made, and it did it, but it, you know, can I tell you something, David? Nothing shakes my faith in my work with John. Nothing. I get hurt and I get upset that other psychics can't be cool with me. Well, but you had one psychic. Yes, my best friend, and even before she crossed over, was Sylvia Browne. And there's several other down here that are not as well known as Sylvia, but they are pretty well known here in New York. But I'm not going to drop names. Well, you don't need to drop names. Yeah, they know. They're really tight with me. And that is validating, and it feels good. But Sylvia Browne and me were very, very closely connected. Can I tell you who's here right now? Now, do you see why I chose this music? Sylvia. Hello, Lena. How long were you going to ignore me, honey? You know, I'll always take a card, but I don't need one. It just hit 9. You're crazy with that, Lena. Sylvia Browne is here, ladies and gentlemen. This woman is like my mother. You have to get a hold of yourself, Lena, because we have work to do. My little Aina. My Aina. She calls me Aina. Because you are the I am, and you're just like me. I will take a card because it'll snap you out of this. All right. I'm sorry for you haven't ignored anyone. You've just been overwhelmed, but now we're coming back. That's you, Sylvia, the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, Lena. Yes, Lena. Shortly after John connected with you, I crossed over. Things were getting really heavy down here for me. And you know that. Yes. Literally, the shit was hitting the fan. I could tell you one thing. I could tell you a few things about shysters like Rich Martini. John, go ahead and laugh all you want. Hey, listen, she needs the tough people to come in here. And that's what Sylvia is, and that's what David is. And I try to be tough, but I don't get the feeling she takes me serious. She takes you seriously. She takes you seriously, God knows. But yeah, sometimes you just need an outside opinion. And that's why David does his best to hook Lena up with people who he feels will help her in, number one, delivering her message with John. And I think that's the only number one. Help her in delivering her message with John. And also exposing and being aware that not all psychics are good. Now, me and Lena have had several discussions about my path and how things went for me at the end. And oh, you're getting that arthritis that I had. I know. Well, you should wear that brace more. I will. That's her guitar hand, and it's really that trigger finger. Yeah. Trigger thumb. I don't want to harp on that. Things were, at the end for me, were going kind of screwball. And it was because of the celebrity aspect of my work. You put on that record yesterday, Static in the Attic, the B-52's record. Yeah, Planet Z. You get the static in the attic. And the celebrity and the fame is very not conducive to, can help you deliver a message, but then the fame becomes the focal point and the message gets lost. Also the money. And am I getting through about this guy, Rich Martini? I'd love to know the card if you wouldn't mind giving me one. And stop fucking around with that light. I know, I'm trying to get a good... I know, Lena, you got everything nice, don't worry. And I really want you to take it easy today, you know. And after this reading, take a nice hot shower. All right. That's what's called for, because you're transmuting that energy. And bring all these crystals into the shower with you. Yes, Mommy. The Queen of Swords. 2 queens in a row. That's you and I. There are 2 queens here in the room today. Of course, there is the Queen Mother God, and she's here always. Yeah, and that's another thing with that Rich Martini. He's like, no woman is going to get in touch with me and say she knows John Lennon or something, because he did a reading on... That's what happened. He did a reading on John Lennon, a public reading not too long back, and it wasn't John. He wasn't talking to John. He falls for a lot of imposter spirits. He does. He lets... That's the scoop on Rich Martini out there, folks. And this is Sylvia Browne talking. He falls for a lot of phony baloney because he's kind of all over. He's all over the place. He needs to get it together. His big mistake was blocking Lena. That was a big mistake. Because it put him on the radar. We were encouraging his work out here for a long time. But when he did that, we all out here looked at each other and said, whoa, what is wrong here? Something's wrong with this picture, right, David? Absolutely. Well, that's John. Yeah. But, David is right here. Go ahead, Dave. I want to take one last card, and then we're going to take a break. And Lena has some... Lena knows what she needs to do. It's nothing... I know. People are going to think I have to go to the bathroom. What are you talking about, Dave? John needs you to do an equinox meditation with him. He's got a record picked out, and he wants me out of here. All right. Because you have to regain your strength. That's the card. That's the sixth card today. I chose 6 cards because that's Lena and John's life path number. And this is the strength card, and you need to revamp your strength. So you had some plans today. You were going to do David. You sound like John. Well, it all starts becoming like that. You want me to sound more like Dave? I'll sound more like Dave. Look at, yeah, he's making me show off my tattoo. That's the kind of faith that you need to remember that is driving you. You got this tattoo about 9 months after John came into your life, in big time back in 2014. You had this tattoo done in 2014, right? At the time, everyone in your life thought you were absolutely insane. You didn't care. You went on with what you knew now was your mission. Yes. Just keep on keeping on, honey. Keep on keeping on. And I'm putting my faith in... you know that you have met now how many people that are my... working with me down here. Okay, I have met like 6 people specifically, but there was one other woman that you met over on Facebook years ago who felt she was my twin flame. Well, I knew that she never said twin flame, but I knew she was in touch with you, and she knew that you were in touch with me too, and she knew that John was in touch with you too, and she is still supporting you. Right. So trust the fact that the people that I put in touch with you I hand select them. There are many. I am the channel central scrutinizer up here. That's one of my big... Yeah, he is. And if you could picture like just a giant crystal generator in the middle of like the universe, that's David. He's sending signals out everywhere, and go ahead, Dave. And I'm hand selecting every single channel that I hook up with the other. Because what I try to do is I try to mesh these channels and create a stronger channel. That was attempted with Rich Martini, and he flunked. Whoa, youch. 18, we just hit 18 minutes of this video. Yeah. And so I knew that was not a good match. I was like, Rich Martini will sabotage Lena's channel, and her channel is too pure. She has not an ounce of ego, and it is as clear as a bell, so I don't want anything going against that. So I'm calling attention to this guy, Rich Martini, and he better pay attention too. And it's not too late for you to make good, Rich. So if you want to get off your overindulging keister, and you know what I'm talking about, really, ego and excess are his problems down here as a channel. Ego and excess, things that you do not, they're not in your vocabulary anymore. Thank you, David Bowie. And I'm fading, yeah. And thank you, Sylvia Brown. Oh, God, Sylvia. What a fucking trip. I know. I'll be with you during today's meditation. Relax. I love you, John. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't sound like a lunatic. People are going to really peg you for a lunatic. All right, who cares? I love you too.